let's take a look at student perceptions of online machine translation. In the United States, there are around 8.1% of students who take a foreign language course. However, only 1 out of 5 take it beyond the first 2 years, which leaves 4 out of 5 students only taking it for the first 4 semesters, perhaps as a requirement of their degree. What do we know about these students? Well, they are using online machine translators in order to complete work. Looking at the literature, researchers have different ideas about why students persist in using online machine translators in order to complete their work. We're going to look at some of the research, firstly by Duke University, which took place in 2011 and focused on perceptions of Spanish students. They did a later study in 2012 looking at the perceptions of Spanish, French, Italian and Portuguese students. And finally we're going to look at a multi-institutional survey that looked at attitudes and perceptions by Spanish students. When students were surveyed at Duke University, Duke had an explicit policy that prohibited the use of online machine translation. However, 76% of students said that they had used it at some point. And this increased to 88% in the latest survey in 2012. The majority of students were using Google Translate. And the majority of students said that they sometimes found it helpful rather than always or rarely. 78% of students said that they thought it was somewhat accurate, and 91% said that they had spotted an error at some point. How are students using it? Well, from English to the target language, students use it in order to check vocab and grammar, for writing and pre-writing. And looking at from the target language to English, the majority of students said that they used it to read a text, to understand instructions, and to double check what they wrote. They also view it as a dictionary as well as an editing tool. Looking at the most recent survey of Spanish students, 98% of students said that they had used it at some point. How did they say they're using it? Well, they use it to write assignments, for translation assignments, and for presentations. Also, 30% of students said that they at least occasionally used it on all types of assignments. And most often, students used it to help with vocab, to translate individual words, and also to verify hunches. Most students felt it had a positive impact on their language learning process. And when looking at cheating, 86% of students said it depended on how they used online machine translation as to whether it was cheating or not. So overall, we know that students are using online machine translation, knowing its limitations, and also aware of the prohibitive policies of foreign language departments. Interestingly, in the multi-university study, 60% of students said it would be helpful if instructors spent time teaching strategies to use online machine translation. If you want to read more about any of the research, here are the resources used for making this video.